What's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy, Full Counter Boxing, coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. Sorry it's been so long, but please subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing content. Make sure you hit that like button for your boy. So, Keyshawn Davis, what I'm saying, he went on a rant, what I'm saying, about Errol Spence Jr. He was talking about, what I'm saying, the tweet that Errol Spence Jr. put out where he was talking about Frank Martin is like that. And somehow Keyshawn Davis, he took offense to this and he went on a rant on IG and, what I'm saying, he said some choice words, for EJ. He was saying Terrence Crawford is like that. And, just trolling and saying like, he only got 6 fights and he was like wondering why people were calling him out. I think Devin Haney called him out. And, so, I guess he thinks, since he's been winning a couple of matches, he just beat Tien Van Hanen, something like that. Tien Van Hanen, something like that, knocked him out in the 5th round, and it was only a 8-round fight. So he's still fighting like prospects. I mean, not prospects. He's still fighting build-up fights, and it's building his confidence because he's super cocky. But he is a great talent. That's one thing we can say about Keyshawn Davis is that he's a great talent. Keyshawn Davis, 6 wins, 0 losses, 5 by KO, age 23, and he has an 83% KO ratio. Now, I followed Keyshawn Davis when he was in the Olympics in 2020, where I was rooting for him. I even covered it. His one of the videos is in my archives when I was following and all that. He was defeated by Andy Cruz twice, and he placed silver in the Olympics. Now, I thought he won. In 2020. I thought he beat Andy Cruz, and they just gave it to Andy Cruz, who looked kind of lost at the beginning of the bout. But I thought Keyshawn Davis clearly won that fight. So, but he's in good company, really, playing, placing silver, because, we all know that Roy Jones Jr. won silver in 1988, and he clearly beat his opponent in career, Floyd Mayweather. He won the bronze medal in 1996, where he clearly outboxed his opponent, Errol Spence Jr. He placed silver in 2016, and, of course, we all know the story about what happened with Errol Spence Jr. And Shakur Stevenson placed silver in the Olympics in 2016. So, I think Errol Spence Jr. was 2012. I'm sorry about that. I had it written wrong. So, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Errol Spence Jr. and Shakur Stevenson, they placed second and third. So, but they all got one thing in common. They all became successful professional boxers, right? They all went on to have great careers. And I'm sure Keyshawn Davis also will have a stellar career, especially picking Top Rank, because they're really good at building, young fighters, especially fighters with talent like Shakur Stevenson, who's already a star, and he's already a champion, even though he was just stripped. But I'm pretty sure he'll have another championship, belt at some point in his career, because he's just that good. He's a really good boxer. So is Keyshawn Davis. So everybody's been thinking about, I guess since Errol Spence Jr. tweeted Frank's like that, and it was near Keyshawn Davis bout, I guess, he figured, EJ was probably pertaining this to him. So Frank Martin got 16 wins, 0 losses, 12 by KO. He has a 75% knockout ratio, and they call him the Ghost. Frank Martin, he's a dynamic, fundamentally sound southpaw, and he schooled under Derek James tutelage, and he's mentored and promoted by Errol Spence Jr., who is the unified champion at 147, who holds the IBF, the WBC, and the WBO titles. Now, Frank, he's a slick southpaw. You know what I'm saying? He's trained to, break you down to the body, and, his opponents to the body, and he, through gradual pressure, and, he's going to hit you with those body and head shots to get you up out of there. Now, Frank showed grit in his last fight with Jackson Martinez and Marinez. And Marinez, he was a tough dude, but Frank was able to get him out of the 10th round. He TKO'd him, and just breaking down that body. But the guy came in, he was game to fight, and but Frank Martin, he graduated to 10-round fights, and probably not looking to fight. A prospect with only 6 fights, who has not even gone 10 rounds yet in a pro fight. So, Frank Martin has fought at least 4 10-round fights. And 2 of those were by TKO, 1 was by KO, and one was by UD. So that's a lot of experience to overcome, for a fighter with just 6 fights, who is Keyshawn Davis. So, we probably wouldn't want to see these 2, until, Keyshawn get a little bit more experience. Now, you never know what he can do, because the guy is super talented. He's still learning the ropes from Terrence Crawford, who's an excellent mentor. If you're going to learn from anybody, that's probably the dude that you probably want to get it from. I'm sure Todd Rank don't want to take that kind of risk right now for Keyshawn Davis, but you never know. The guy might have the talent to beat Frank Martin. They were saying the same thing about Floyd Mayweather when he came in and beat Hernandez for his first championship, and they were saying Hernandez had too much experience, and he went in there and whipped up on him like he was nothing. But Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis, they both are highly skilled, and but I would like to see Keyshawn Davis, at least go 10 rounds and see how he look against, a step-up fight, and that would probably tell a tale. One fighter's quiet and within himself, and that's Frank Martin, and Keyshawn Davis, because Frank Martin, he's like 27, and Keyshawn Davis, he's like 28. So Keyshawn, he's still loud, he's confident, boisterous, and example of this is how he went on an IG rant when Errol Spence Jr. Wasn't even talking about him. He was talking about, he was really just saying Frank is like that. So of course Keyshawn Davis, just jumping in and inserting himself into the fray. Who knows? Maybe he's doing it for publicity. I don't know if it's a publicity stunt or he's just being a fighter and just pumping up, just getting free publicity or just putting himself out there, and I think Devin Haney wants to fight him, and so, the boy's definitely cocky, which is good for a fighter. It's not a bad thing, to have that kind of spirit, in boxing. So, he went on to say, he wondered why everybody was talking about him, and then he changed it up about, like he wanted smoke with Frank Martin, saying he was going to step on him, but that's a tall order for just having 6 fights and you have no step-up fights, because Frank Martin is pretty sharp. He's got power, he's got great footwork, and he has that experience, from being in the ring with some dudes who didn't lay down. He put them down. Also, it gave Keyshawn Davis a chance to throw that shade, trolling at Errol Spence Jr. by, of course, saying Terrence Crawford is like that, and so it's, the whole thing is just a little messy, but we need some excitement in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And Errol, it's good for selling. Keyshawn Davis, he want to be one of those fighters that make big money, and Errol Spence Jr. I guess he felt the need to hit him back by saying, that he wasn't on the radar really, and told him to keep working, and he said Crawford is like that. So Errol Spence Jr. is showing a lot of respect, and like always, being a classy dude. But this is just a case of a young gun jumping in the gunfight too soon. And Keyshawn Davis, he still, it doesn't take from his great talent, but he's still learning. And he'll get in there soon. He'll get his opportunity. These guys are getting older. And he's still young. He's got a lot to learn. He got a long way to go. And but he's still fresh meat in boxing. And no matter what the eye test says, he's gonna still have to step it up to see how he do against veterans that has gone 10 rounds, 10, 12 rounders. And that'll tell the tale, really. So, Keyshawn Davis just need to be a little bit more patient, um, Frank Martin might be that fish that Keyshawn Davis don't want to catch right now. But um, I salute him for his fighting spirit. And who knows, he might pull it off. You know what I'm saying? He just might pull it off. But we don't want it to be a case of like Eric Lubin versus Jamal Charlo. That type of situation. Like Keyshawn, like Lubin, he was also highly skilled and a youngster, willing to get in there and wanted to fight the champ. And even though Frank Martin's not a champ, like Jamal Charlo was, but he's more experienced than Keyshawn Davis. So, it almost would be like the ultimate step-up fight for Keyshawn Davis if he was to fight Frank Martin. And but we all know what happened in that fight. Jamal Charlo knocked out Lubin in the first round after he talked all that smack about the weaknesses in Jamal's game. He was just saying, egregious things about Jamal. And, Jamel, he was saying he wasn't ready. And, of course, he went in there in the first round. He got Palumaloon. And that's what happened to him. So it is what it is. We don't want that inexperience that Lubin came into the match with, to catch up with him, and he get KO'd in the first round, and it just damaged his career from there. But that's all I got. This has been Full Counter Boxing. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing content. Peace.